children. I was also grown up under my parents' guidance very beautifully. So they took care of me in every way. So, but I got married very early age. When I was in class 11, I had such, like since childhood, I had some vision, like to become something. I didn't knew what was it, but I knew that I have to become something. I came here for some higher goals. So since childhood, there was some kind of intuition within me that I will do something in life. I didn't just came for uh, getting married or giving birth to children and all. But due to some reason, I got married very early age. When I was in class 11, I didn't even completed my studies. After marriage, that missingness was there within me, that I haven't completed my studies. I got married so early. So I was happy in my married life. My in-laws were very good. My husband is very kind and gentle person, and he is very loving person. He loves me so much, but still there was some missingness within me, that what to do. Something is there which I was not able to connect with. That what that missingness was. I thought that maybe I haven't completed my studies. That's why I'm missing that. I have some lack. And when my father uh, married me so early, uh, then I thought that maybe he don't love me. I had that feeling of unloving, like not being loved by parents, that they got me married so early. And so I had that feeling also that my father don't love me at all. So that's why he just threw me out of his home. So after that married, that feeling, that emotion was within me always, that I'm not being loved. So in my in-laws house also, I had that emotion always, that my husband don't love me, my in-laws don't love me. But that was not the truth. My in-laws was so loving, my husband was so loving, but that feeling was within me, which I was feeling that nobody loves me, nobody cares for me. So gradually I was, but otherwise I was very happy in my in-laws house. I was enjoying my married life and fulfilling all the responsibilities as a daughter-in-law, as a sister-in-law, as a wife. We had a very, like, I was married to a very conservative family. Like, we used to have pallu earlier, but slowly and gradually that got over. So when I gave birth to my daughter, the second daughter, I have 4 children, 3 daughters and 1 son. So after the birth of my second daughter, again that missingness started within me. I was missing something very much. And in that missingness, I started my studies. I asked my in-laws that I want to study further because I haven't completed my studies. So I want to study further something because I'm missing something, that I'm incomplete. So maybe without studies, without my degrees, without my graduation, I was feeling that. So I took up my course as a fashion designer. I completed my study in that. I achieved a fashion designer certificate. That, and after that, I started my boutique from my home, and I started working from my home along with 2 kids, my daughters, taking care of them. I was really working very hard that time. I was taking care of my household things. I was fulfilling all my household responsibilities, doing all household works as a wife, as a daughter-in-law, as a mother. And after that, we had a schedule of studies, like I had an afternoon college. So after fulfilling all my studies, fulfilling all my house responsibilities in the morning, I used to go to college, and then again in the evening I used to complete all my household work, and in night I used to do my homeworks, whatever work which I used to get, I used to do at night. So I was working very hard, and later on I started my boutique. But still, after achieving that also, I was missing something. I was still not feeling complete within me. I was still feeling incomplete somewhere. And somewhere I was feeling that lack of love within me. But that lack of love, I never understood that it was due to lack of love. I always took it as a like something which is lacking within me. Uh, my in-laws were very good financially, but I used to feel that lack of money also within me. That I'm not able to get more money. I'm not able to generate money for myself. I had a inside within me. I used to get that I I want to become an independent, free woman. I don't want to be dependent on my husband. I don't want to be dependent on my in-laws. I wanted to earn myself and to be independent. So then later on, slowly and gradually, I gave birth to my third daughter. So in our family, it's like again third daughter. So, but I was feeling completely, it's okay. Now I won't have any more children. I'm over now. So I'll again, then after giving birth to my daughter, my responsibilities grew more. I had more responsibilities towards my house. So I stopped my boutique. So I was not working again. I was just taking care of my kids. But again, after some time, I was feeling very incomplete. Again, that missingness started within me. So my in-laws, my mother, my father, everyone used to tell me to have a boy, baby boy. Either you adopt the baby boy, or either you again do something to bring the baby boy into the world. So there was so much pressure on me that I need to have a baby boy. So for that, I went to like since childhood, I had seen my mother to dedicate it toward a guru. We have a guru, our family guru, where my grandmother's guru and my mother's guru both. So since childhood, I have seen him. He used to come to our house. So I was also very much dedicated towards him. I also started seeing him as my guru. So I went to him. I told him everything, that I don't want to have one more baby, but still everyone is pressurizing me to have a baby. So he told, don't worry, you will get it. So I am there with you. So when I went there, when I went to him, he stays in Bihar. So he took me to a stupa. There's a Buddha stupa. We visited that place. My mother also went with me. My husband was there with me. So we went to a stupa. That time I didn't know so much importance of Buddha stupa. Just I heard about in history. I read the story about Buddha. So that was all. That was just a story of Buddha for me. So when I went there, just I entered that place, I saw a light coming from the sky. Just there was a stupa, and behind the stupa, I saw a light. So now I could relate all these things, but that moment I couldn't. Also, just I saw that and it was gone. Okay, it's just I saw that we heard of a falling star or something, so maybe it was that. So I took it very casually. So after that, I had my baby boy, and then after having baby boy, again missingness started within me. I was becoming very irritated in my nature. I was always I used to shout on my children. So I was like, they were very typical mother. I used to be very strict with them. Don't do this, don't do that. So that missingness, somewhere I was not about to relate that what is happening with me, what is happening within me. And I used to see my in-laws, like my sister-in-law. She was suffering from depression. So when I saw my in-laws, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, sometimes suffering from depression, I used to think about why I am here, why I am surrounded with the people who are in depression. So at one point of time, I also went into depression, the state of depression. It was not complete depression, but it was the state of depression. So, but I just took a decision that I'm not going to go into that state. I'm not allowing myself to go into that state. I will take myself out of that state. So I used to stay alone in my room. I don't used to talk to anyone. So that all was happening with me. So I somehow, with courage, with my strong intention, I bring myself out of that state. I was very religious at that moment. I used to went to mandir. I used to go to Hanuman Mandir every Saturday and Tuesday. I used to do lot of pujas, havan at my home every day. I used to do 2 hours puja every day, 2 hours, 3 hours puja. My mother-in-law used to tell me, "What a woman you are! Whole day you are in puja. You don't have any other work." So I used to do my household work and I used to do sit in puja. So after that, I used to do a lot of fasting also. Like twice a week, I used to have fasting. So with all my strong intentions, I just bring myself out of that state. So after that, something happened. My husband was financially very strong that moment, but something happened in his life, financial life, business, that there was a huge crash. That the entire like he was I'm, I'm really getting emotional. So, point of time, I was completely broken down, but still I was very strong that no, I will take my husband out of this situation. Anyhow, I won't let him go into depression. So it took me 1 month. So meanwhile, my mother helped me a lot. My brother helped me a lot. My in-laws also helped me a lot. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, they were great souls. So their support was there with me. And I started, my search started. That moment I started searching that what it is about life. Is it the life is this? Only giving birth to children, getting married, and all the sufferings. So I started searching. No, there's something beyond this life. It is not only about this. There's something greater. I told my mother. My mother was very spiritual. She used to go to satsangs. So she told me. She used to told me earlier also that come to satsang, listen to some pravachans and all. And she also, while she used to tell me earlier. I remember that once I went to Sri Ravi Krishna and I did that Sudarshan Kriya course also before my son was born. But I didn't took it seriously. I just took it as like, just okay, that it's a health part. So for health, we have to do it. And as of like, I have children, so many responsibilities, and I was not willing to practice also. So I didn't practice it much. And then later on, my mother told me again there's some Silva method. So you can do that. As my mother told me, that's why I went there. Okay, let's try it out. What will happen? Let's see what is there. I went there also. I did 2 days Silva course also. But I couldn't connect it there. Like what it is, like I thought, what it is, they are doing healings and all, going to past lives, and what it is, I'm not connecting. I told my mother, I'm not able to connect. Please don't tell me. And my fear was popping up. So I left all that. But when my husband went into depression, so that time my search started from within. No, I will search, I will really find it out what it is all about life. So I was not crying from outside, but I was crying within me because I don't wanted to show it to my husband. He was suffering from depression. I don't want to show it to my parents because they will suffer. So my mother then told me, then I came to know about that some brahmacharis are coming in Calcutta. So my mother told me they are coming. So there's only one way out for depression, that is meditation. So I heard that word meditation for the first time in my life. I was like, when I heard it from my mother's mouth, I thought that word actually hit me, that word meditation. So I told her, no, I will go there. I will take my husband, I'll take Kamal with me, along with me, and I'll go there. So my mother was also with me, and we all went there. So when we sat there to do meditation, my husband couldn't sit. He completely came out and from the room, and he was just wandering on the open air, and I was there in my meditation. In that moment of meditation, when I connected with myself, I could connect with my soul, and I could talk with my soul that moment. My soul was talking with me. My soul told me, yeah, this is what I want. Now I am back to my home. This is my home. This is my true place. This is what my soul was searching for. This is what my soul is seeking for. So that was Ananda Sangha by Swami Kriyananda. So I was so much connected with it. I got so much attracted with that meditation, completely in silence, with my own self. So after that, I did all the courses. I learned Kriya Yoga, everything. I practiced Kriya Yoga with full dedication every day. Since then my journey started, and my dedication towards spirituality day by day started increasing. I used to get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, and I used to practice 2 hours every day. So 1 year I just practiced, and later on, after 1 year, my mother again told me that some workshop is going to happen in Calcutta, which is called Who Am I? You will come to know about yourself, that who you are from there. So I told, okay, I will attend, because whatever my mother used to tell me, I used to follow her. So me and my mother again went there and did the workshop. Again, I was so much connected there. I was 1 year there in that workshop. I was associated with that workshop. I started assisting in that workshop. I started assisting facilitators. So that 1 year journey was really excellent for me. I was enjoying so much that I keep walking on the path. I just decided that now this is the only path which I need to walk on. With my family, I can do this also. After that 1 year, in 2010, something happened, that platform completely collapsed. And again, a doubt entered within me, that what next? Where I will go now? What I will do now? I was, again, my search and seeking started. Search for a guru, search for something which I was connected to. So that moment in 2010, again, my mother told me that from Hyderabad, a great grandmaster is coming in Calcutta to teach meditation. I was again, okay, I will come, I will go. So with my friend Shushma, she was there with me since 1 year. I met her in 2009. Me and Shushma went there. Where Patriji was going to start meditation. So I thought ki some guru, always I used to see guru with the robes and colored robes, like orange colored dress. I also thought that it would be like that only. But when I went, I saw Patriji in kurta pajama, a simple kurta pajama. I was astonished at that. So we went and we sat in meditation with a beautiful flute music played by him. So we did meditation, and again I felt so peace within me. It brought so peace within me. I was so connected with that meditation. Later on, I came to know he explained about meditation, Anapanasati. So first time I heard about Anapanasati that day. First time I came to knew that Anapanasati is such a simple meditation, such a natural meditation, such a easy meditation. How could it be? Because we knew, I searched, I explored so many modalities. I never found such simple and such an easygoing meditation where we could just sit with our own breath. So I was so much attracted and connected. Since then, I started practicing my Anapanasati meditation. That day, I had lot of queries in my mind, lot of doubts were going in my mind that am I going on the right track? Am I going on the right path? I asked Patriji. Patriji, after the session got over, he came to us as usual. He always comes to us and meet everyone, and just he came to us and asked me, what question do you have? So I asked him that we have doubts. Me and my friend Shushma, we both asked that, sir, we have lot of doubts that what is truth? Are we walking on the right path? Sir only just answered, yes, madam. If you are here, you are on the right path. So that day, that answer actually uh, brought a lot of peace within us. So I started practicing Anapanasati since then regularly. So there are a lot of experiences with Patriji I have. Every year Patriji used to come in Calcutta. Every year I used to go to him and meet him. And every year, like earlier, Vishal Avatar used to organize all the programs on behalf of PSSM. So Patriji always used to say when he used to come, when you are doing meditation, when you are practicing meditation, Anapanasati is such an easy meditation. You can also teach. You are a master. He never used to say himself as a guru. He always used to say you are your own guru. So I also started teaching meditation since then, when he told that you have to go and spread this meditation to everyone. I cured my sinus. I had a severe chronic sinus from childhood. I cured my sinus 90% from meditation. I cured my migraine. I had migraine issues, health issues, severe migraine health issues. I used to get migraine every week. So I cured that completely without any medication, only through meditation. So then I cured my sciatica pain, which I had since 19 years. And that sciatica pain I cured within 1 month. So friends, Anapanasati is really a miraculous meditation. It's simple. It's very simple, very easy, but yet very powerful, very, very powerful. It can bring miracles to your life. When I met Patriji, after that, I learned so much from him. He prepared me so much at all levels. I was very introvert girl. I was very shy. I never used to speak too much. I never used to talk to people. Uh, I I used to always feel that I am not good enough. But whenever he used to come to Calcutta, whenever I used to meet him, he used to call me upon stage. He used to call me and he used to tell me, share your experience, madam. Once I told him, sir, how can I share my experience? I don't have words. So that moment he told me, you have to share your experience with your mouth. Don't you have a mouth? So that moment it hit me. So I told, no, I will share my experience. So since then, I used to try to share my experiences whenever he used to call me. I started sharing my experiences to everyone I met in my life. So that way, he prepared me to talk. He prepared me to speak. He prepared me to come on stage. I had a fear of stage. I had a fear of stage so much. I used to, my whole body used to tremble due to fear whenever I used to get on stage. But due to Anapanasati meditation, the gift which he has given us, due to that and due to his divine blessings, he used to empower us so much. Still, he empowers us so much. Due to that, due to him, I totally give total credit to him that my fear of stage went away. It's not that I don't get fear right now. Still, I get fear, but now I can handle my fear. Now for a moment it comes, then again it dissolves. So, friends, I just came out of that fear of stage, of talking to people, of expressing myself. So, and it's just a one experience. There's a lot more experience which I had experienced from him, which I had learned from him. So one day, once what happened, he came to Calcutta, and he was staying at Vishal Avtar's house. So I went there to meet him. So we were having lunch. After lunch, sir told that we are going to have a meditation. We all do we will meditation. Lots of people were there came to meet sir. So after lunch, he started meditating. Actually, we were first after lunch, just we were casually talking. So Vishal Avtar just told, sir was talking to me, so about asking about me, that about my journey. So that moment I was completely rebel. I was in the state of rebel. Rebel in the sense that that moment I had the thought that I won't live with my in-laws. I won't live with my husband. I will go to my mother's house. I just wanted to go away from my in-laws' house. That state I was there in that moment. But sir sensed all the energies. He knew that it was going within me. I was becoming rebel. So he told me, either you come out of that, or either you have to be there and you have to tolerate everything. So I was just, when he was sharing this message with me, I was laughing. I used to I had a habit when after getting married, I used to, even if I was sad, I used to laugh, not to show my sadness to anybody. I used to laugh. So that moment also I was laughing, and sir got angry that, why are you laughing? Is this the moment of laughing? I'm sharing with you something and you are laughing. I I was quiet. I didn't say anything. I was just laughing. I kept quiet that moment. So I was not. I was quiet. Again, he scolded me very badly, very badly. He just. I didn't told a single word to him that, sir, why are you scolding me? I'm just only laughing. I didn't told a single word. So I was just sitting quietly there. He told me, you get out of this room. You have no right to do any meditation. I was sitting there. I didn't move myself to other room. Again, he saw that I'm not moving to other room. Again, he scolded me, get out of this house. You don't have to stay here. Just go out, away from my eyes. I don't want to see here. You will not do meditation. I was just completely sitting there. Then Vishal told me that you please go out. Sir is very angry. So you go outside in the hall and sit there. So I went outside in the hall and I sat there, and everyone had meditation, but I was not allowed to be there in the meditation. So after the meditation got over, sir came outside and he saw me there sitting in the hall. He told me, madam, you are still here? You didn't go away? I told him that moment, sir, I will not go away. I will be here only. Strong intention that I will not go away. Whatever you tell me, whatever you scold me, even if you hate me, I will not go away. Happy. He loved me so much that time. He called me, he made me sit beside him, and he played flute again for me. He told me that I will play flute for you. You have to meditate now with me. And I sat with him and I meditated with him. And then it was the best experience of my life with him. He loves us so much. He cares for us so much. He takes care of each and every pyramid master, every moment. I really love him. And even if he says he's not our guru, but he is our guru. He is God. He is God who made us realize that we are God, who helped us to realize this state of God within us. So I can't express much about him. It's all full of gratitude, full of love towards him. It's a word is very small to explain about him, to express about him. He is father. He is father of pyramid masters. He is father of spirituality. He has a grand mission. Since then, I made a decision to be a part of this, his mission, his vision. But still, friends, somewhere after this decision also, after being a part of his mission, fulfilling his mission while spreading Anapanasati meditation in Kolkata, somewhere I was not clear about the concept about Anapanasati. Since the last 1 year, I came to know the benefits and importance of Anapanasati at much larger aspect. So I used to, after that also I learned Reiki. Actually, it was within me, there was a craving of learning. Keep learning, keep learning, keep learning, keep exploring. So I was just exploring the spirituality. I was exploring healing modality. Yet I was not connected with healing. I couldn't do healings. Never, couldn't ever do healings for anybody. But still, I used to learn healing modalities. I used to learn. I learned EMF balancing sessions. I learned Reiki. I learned Theta healing. I learned. I was a certified coach. I was angel teacher. I learned so much. I did so many workshops, and I did Dr. Newton's workshop. So I explored and I did research, and because somewhere within me, I was not still clear. So last year, what happened? Last year, there was an election, Lok Sabha election. So that moment, Patriji launched the Pyramid Party of India in the northern part of India. So Patriji, in Kolkata, we have a team. Poonam Podar is the president of our trust in Kolkata. So Patriji called her up and told her that, Poonam madam, I wish to have a candidate from Kolkata also. So Poonam called me up and asked me, are you willing to take this role? So I don't know what happened that moment. I just a yes came out of my mouth. I told yes, why not? If Patriji is saying why not? It is his mission. Whatever he says, we will do. Even if I was not interested in politics, I just hated politics. I was, my parents, like my father, my grandfather was in politics earlier, but I hated it. So at that moment, I told yes. So Patriji sent Madhvi madam to Kolkata to fulfill all, to help us and support in the process to participate in the election. So I participated in Lok Sabha election from North Kolkata constituency last year. So when she came, Madhvi ma'am came, I was sometimes I used to do healing, like my closed ones, whenever they used to ask me, like then I used to do that. So Madhvi ma'am saw me doing the healing. She told me that Patriji always says not to do healing. So I asked her that, ma'am, I know Patriji always says not to do healing, but I'm not still clear that I'm not getting the concept that why we shouldn't do healing. So that moment, actually, she explained me the science, the soul science of why we shouldn't interfere. Patriji always says non-interference. So if we are doing the healing, we are interfering in the soul's journey. So after when she explained me the whole science of non-interference, I immediately made a decision that I will not do healing anymore. I will not do any workshops anymore. I stopped my angel workshops. I stopped taking sessions with my clients as a coach. I stopped all the healing sessions, which I was doing with my closed ones also. So I stopped everything in that moment. And after that, I completely wholeheartedly, my 100%, I put my to Anapanasati meditation spreading, pyramid meditation spreading, and vegetarianism in Kolkata, in West Bengal, not only in Kolkata. We went to villages, we taught children in school, we went village schools to teach children Anapanasati. I went to Guwahati once when in 2017 I went to Ladakh with Patriji. In Ladakh, he told me, Madam, you have to go to Guwahati to teach meditation. I was not, I don't know anybody in Guwahati. That moment, that experience was very profound experience with Patriji in Ladakh. So he told me that you have to go to Guwahati. I was like, I was thinking like, how I will go to Guwahati? I don't know anybody. I don't have any relative. I don't have any friends in Guwahati. How is it possible to go and teach in Guwahati without knowing anyone? So, but still, this question was going on in my mind in one side, and in the other side, I was thinking, no, if Patriji is saying that you have to go to Guwahati to teach meditation, I will go. I don't know how it will happen. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me, but I will go. I decided, within me, I also told sir that, yes, sir, I will go. And within me also, I decided, yes, so, so that moment after I came to Kolkata, I told Poonam that Patriji had told me to go to Guwahati. How it will happen, I don't know. I have told him yes, but I don't know how I will do it. She was shocked. She told me, what you are saying? I told, yes, what happened? Why you are so shocked? Why you are doing like this? Well, what you are saying? Patriji told you to go to Guwahati. I told, yes, but what shocking news in it? She told, you won't believe, Rinku, you won't believe, my God. A person called me from Guwahati. I received a call from a person called Amit Agarwal from Guwahati. I was also into shocked completely that how Patriji gets all the awareness and how means he knows everything, and that's why he told me to go Guwahati. So we went. Then Poonam called up that person, and she told that person to arrange and organize the session, and that Rinku is coming to Guwahati and she will take session in Guwahati. Poonam also decided to go with me, but due to some reason she didn't came. So me and Shushma went to Guwahati, and we taught 200 children in a Guwahati Downtown University there. So again, that moment was really a marvelous experience with Patriji. What he do, what he like, I learned every moment. I learned from him every moment. So this is what I would like to share. Ashwini, is the time okay? we have time more, or we can start with meditation session?
Yeah, we can do meditation.
We can do meditation. We can do meditation now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
If
thank
you
you so
want to
much.
share, ma'am, if you want to share something, you can share.
Okay.
We will do
I
10
want
minutes meditation.
to complete this and conclude this. So, friends, like my experiences, my life experiences are full of Patri experiences with Patriji. So there's so much miraculous experiences I had with him, and I really, in gratitude with Madhvi ma'am, after she came to Kolkata, we participated in. She supported us so much. She helped me so much because I didn't even knew ABCD of the politics. And throughout, since the starting from the beginning till the end of the election, she was here in Kolkata. She supported in each and every way. Being a senior, so she was doing all the work, distributing pamphlets. So from each and every pyramid master, like Madhvi ma'am, like Patri sir, and all the other masters, we come to learn so much thing, to be so much grounded. And being grounded, it doesn't mean that uh, being very simple. Madhvi ma'am is so simple. Patriji is so looks so simple, but they are beyond. They are God. They are not just a simple, ordinary being, human being. So, friends, there's a lot more to share, but I don't want to take much more time. So, this is the, I want to complete my sharing here with again a deep gratitude and reverence to Brahmarishi Patriji, our Guru, our God. I can, in front of the whole world, I can say that he is our God, he is our Guru. Even if he says, no, I am not the Guru, he still is a Guru, a Param Guru, a great, great grand Guru. So, friend, we will sit in meditation now. I would like all of you to open your spectacles and lens. Take a comfortable position. Ashwini or Madhu ma'am, anyone can play music?
Rinku, you only play.
Okay, okay. So, friends, cross your legs, clap your fingers, close your eyes, and bring your mind onto your breath. Your natural, normal breath, my dear friends. Just be with your breath, your peaceful breath, your tranquil breath. Your breath is your true guru. Your breath is your true friend. So just be with your breath, my dear friends. I will play a music, and with music, we will do meditation.
More and more meditation.